Coach, a tight game throughout, and you guys didn't seem to let your foot off the gas until the very end, even that jump ball there, the seconds left. Just what can you say about maybe the effort? Were you pleased with the overall effort?
I was pleased with the effort. I mean, pleased with the effort. It's been pretty consistently high for a while now, they got us a little bit. They picked on our scheme a little bit there, but what hurt tonight was our inability to put the ball in the basket. I mean, it came down to offense hurt us tonight. I mean, I thought we created a lot of really good chances at times throughout the game. Missed a lot of really good shots, particularly when we had a cushion and could have taken like a 4-point game to a double-digit game. But, sometimes that happens. So
didn't get the result you wanted, but was it obviously good to have Rudy back out there and even that instant impact
Absolutely.
he made?
Yeah, and he did a great job of being up and being active and aggressive, and it was awesome. It was good to have him.
Chris, in that fourth quarter, they hit like 5 threes in a row, I think. On it, what was the kind of the breakdown?
The breakdown was just late on the rotation. Stayed into a little too long, late on the rotation. Then we went to switch. We boned up a couple switches, and then then they got us on the driving kick. So,
in terms of the offense, only 10 free throws. Do you think you're aggressive enough, or was it just kind of the way? I thought we were
really aggressive. I mean, we took 40 shots in the paint, and so that means we probably drove a lot more than 40 times to the paint. We have 10 free throws, and 3 of those came from a fouled 3-point shooter. They took 24 shots in the paint, not a lot of drives in the paint, and their return on investment was way better than ours today. So
when you saw in terms of like just Rudy coming back into the offense and maybe getting the offensive glass going, did you like what you saw there in terms of his ability to?
Definitely, it's something we've been trying to stress more with everybody is to get more active on the offensive glass. Obviously he did a great job of cleaning up some stuff down there, particularly when we were attacking strong.
You did it with Luka tonight. Do you like having that option to play Rudy up when necessary, I guess, in specific matchups?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen now. We've done it a few times, but this was the best we've seen with him. Again, these are things that, I think we have to be able to do. We have to be able to do several different things, and he was good tonight.
Talked about the messed up switches at the end. Is that a product, I guess, of just trying to change things up with the team that maybe isn't quite there yet in terms of maybe changing up coverages?
I mean, I think it was the coverages that were fine. We blew one switch, but it was we fell asleep off the ball on the drive. But can't fault the guys' efforts. So,
Chris, with Ant, we've seen him get maybe a little bit more comfortable or effective in the mid-range area offensively. What does that open up when he can be at all 3 levels scoring?
It gives, obviously those are some really tough shots he's making at the moment, right? He's got a good rhythm there. Gives him an outlet, when teams are plugging gaps heavily on him.
And then you mentioned the over rotations. When you're switching, are you wanting guys to stay home more in that?
Yeah,
or do you still want the low man guy to come that?
Well, I mean, if you switch and then there's an action, and hopefully you cover up all the switch, and the switching covers up all the action. But if they punch a gap and now beat you on the perimeter, then you got to come a little bit more, which is what you're trying to stay out of. So.
Talked about missing good shots tonight. Did that, especially where it's had in the last 5 minutes or so, it seemed like there were a lot of shots to push the pressure on that just didn't quite fall?
I think, for me it was all throughout the game, really. But, obviously when you're down, you need them all to go in. So, we struggled to get over 25 points, tonight in three quarters. So,
Chris, with you going on a 4-game trip during Christmas, is it easier to play on the road during Christmas and maybe not have distraction, or do you think about that?
We've played on every holiday that there is, whether it be 4th of July in Summer League, or it doesn't matter. We just play. We celebrate Christmas. We're with each other. It doesn't feel like the Christmas that you guys get, but it's fine. It's a job we choose, and, we love it, so we don't complain. So.
And, with snowy conditions, blizzard conditions, you still get a big crowd out there.
Yeah, no, great. I mean, crowds have been fantastic and into the game and really been cheering us on, and all credit to them for coming out. But they've lived here a lot longer than me, so they're used to it, I guess. So.
Chris, do you think you had more options to go to Rudy on the roll to the basket tonight a little bit that just were not quite clicked on there?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought he did a good job of roll. I thought he was open on some drive lobs and stuff like that, and Jaden found him on the one timeout. I thought that was open there a lot more tonight. Yeah.
Do you think is that maybe just an adjustment of getting him back into it and looking a little bit more for that when he's...
Yeah, maybe. We haven't been spectacular at that all year. So, it's probably just a carryover of us not being real good at it. But, Ant found him early, looked for him again, had a turnover. He's there. So, Jaden found him one time in a drive and dish to the dunker. I think we got an and one. So...